necessarily. This is more like us watching a guy talk about the trash instead of watching me talk about the trash. I mean, I'll probably talk about the trash. The trash in question is, of course, the country and the state of it.
By billionaires. The Trump administration is moving this country very aggressively into an authoritarian society. The Trump administration is moving this country very rapidly toward a kleptocracy, where the function of government is not to serve the needs of ordinary people, but to enrich those who are in power.
I don't know how any self-respecting human being could think that the Trump administration is good for them if they understood this truth. Like, how can you genuinely tell me that billionaires getting richer is good for people as you slash any benefits they were getting from the government instead? These people are, by all accounts, losing. Bernie would have buried Trump. He fucking would have won, man. 2016 was the fucking chance. And the liberal capitalist fucking losers back at it, dude. It's the fascist fault first and foremost, but right next to them, collaborators to the end, liberals.
Mr. President, I think that today is a very good day to recall what one of our great presidents said at Gettysburg in November of 1863. Looking out at a battlefield where thousands of Union soldiers had just sacrificed their lives in the defense of freedom and the ending of slavery, Abraham Lincoln famously stated, and I quote, "The world will no longer remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did, the soldiers did here. It is for us, the living, rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced."
Abraham Lincoln and everyone that followed. Look, we needed to really fucking reconstruct the South. Really salt the earth on this one. And smash it to fucking smithereens. And frankly, any one motherfucker that owned another human being ought to have been put down. And we could have fucking maybe started over, possibly, in a better situation. But instead, you kind of just didn't have any penalties. We had some for people that were major aspects, but I mean, like, we pussyfooted around. Vernon Sherman had it right.
It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain. And this is how he concluded, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
Commie.
Mr. President.
Sounds like commie stuff.
I fear very much that under President Trump, we are not seeing a government of the people, by the people, for the people, but rather a government of the billionaire class.
True.
By the billionaire class.
True.
And for the billionaire class.
Also true.
And what is really interesting is that none of this is happening behind closed doors. It's not being done in secret. It's right out there for everybody to see. Several weeks ago, Donald Trump was inaugurated for a second term as president. Standing right behind him were the three richest men in America.
So sick. It's so sick.
Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, fucking. I have no respect for a human being that desires to be ruled by a king. None whatsoever. I don't know why you feel like it is noble for you to sacrifice your right to health care and give it up to the whims of a billionaire's profit margin. I don't know why you would do that with any aspect of the stuff you need to live. You do it for housing. Ah, yes, let them capitalize the housing market. so that I have to pay a corporation a fee to have the privilege of having a home. Insane. An insane thing. You need the bank also, another corporation, to let you, because you can't have one unless a bank lets you. It's insane. It's just fucking crazy. Like, they care more about the right to own a fucking gun than they do about having health care. Might as well fucking turn the gun on yourself. There's no fucking reason. There's no reason to have your fucking life if you can't have the freedom to fucking live it, right? Isn't that the basic fucking premise of this shit? What freedom do you have if you need to have a job from a corporation to live? To live! You need them for money, for healthcare, for housing, often for education. It's insane. The liberal brain makes no sense. The capitalist brain makes no sense. Like, why do you want to turn that? And I understand why people tried to capitalize those things, because they were robber barons and evil. I mean, they're just bad motherfuckers. Not in the cool way. Bad way. Bad people who fucked their moms.
Combined, these three men are worth $920 billion. These three men own more wealth than the bottom half of American society, 170 million people. Three guys, 170 million people.
If that doesn't boil your fucking blood, you're not the American you thought you fucking were. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot claim to me that, oh, I'm a big fucking red-blooded American. Hoorah, I love my fucking America. And then you sell it to billionaires. The fuck is wrong with you? You're cucks, and you can't admit it. You can't admit that you're little babies that couldn't stand running shit for yourselves, and so you sold the responsibility off. It's so fucking ridiculous. The point of collectivizing and having a fucking government at all is to ensure that the quality of life under that government is high. That's it. That's the fucking point of government. Collectivize where we need to, where individuals can't do for themselves. Roads are a good example. Ensuring housing and healthcare and education and community. Of course. Like, we just work together on this shit, obviously. But at every fucking turn, these idiot fucking apes have to be like, the pursuit of collecting coins is actually the most virtuous thing you can do, rather than cooking for your community or educating its children or healing the sick. No. The thing we must, beyond all, respect is the ability for someone to find a way to collect coins good. It doesn't make sense. It's illogical. It's a borderline religion unto itself. And it's caused because, like, the hustle mindset in a normal working class person is caused by them pay-gating your survival with the coins. And so it starts out as an exercise in living. You're forced into capitalism. You have to live. You have to make $1 so you can eat, so you can have a house, so you can have whatever the fuck. It doesn't make sense, but they force you. So you start with the mindset, money good because money gives me what I need. Makes sense. So capitalism, I mean, cat's out of the bag on that. But markets in general don't have to be bad. Like, I mean, like, you could conceptualize the idea of all your needs being met and going to the county fair and paying money to go on a ride still, right? Like, we could still have currency for labor that gets you cool stuff, but none of your necessities ought to be pay-gated. It's insane. And for a human being to really just pull yourself fucking back from your politics, to go like, should another man be able to keep shit from me that he has if I need it? Like, if you have a neighbor who has a water tower in his backyard and there's a drought in the community, do you think that guy has an ethical obligation to help his neighbors have a drink of water? If you fail this ethical test, you're happy to sell the country because you're like, no, that guy has the water. He did the work to get the water or whatever. Probably not. But maybe, let's say he did 100% of the work to get the water in the water tower. Yes, he still has an ethical obligation to help his neighbors. And if he doesn't, they are fully within their rights to take that shit because they need water to live. If it was chocolate, I wouldn't care. No one needs chocolate. You don't get to seize the chocolate. I mean, unless, I guess, he stole your chocolate, but you know what I'm saying. Or something else. But still, anyway, I'm right.
And I should point out, and this should tell you exactly where we are going as a nation, these three men, wealthiest three in America, have become some $232 billion richer since Trump was elected a few weeks ago.
Huh. So we all rightfully get mad at people like Nancy Pelosi for insider trading, but when these three guys get infinite amounts of wealth overnight because they have been in cahoots with the fucking administration that's about to come in to give all of them enrichment, we used to do something about corrupt people. Instead, it's celebrated. The corruption is good now.
Three guys, $232 billion richer since Trump was elected. Mr. President, this is how an oligarchic system works. Yeah. Elon Musk, the wealthiest person in the world and now a key part of the Trump administration, spent over $277 million to get Trump elected. In other words, within a corrupt campaign finance system, which allows billionaires to spend as much as they want, he helped buy the election for Mr. Trump.
Which is sickening and shit. Like, it's just gross. We just shouldn't allow this. It's obvious, but of course the people in charge got there because of this, so that's not going to change. I'm glad he's bringing it up. I have no idea how a human being can be for this. Like, imagine if the left did any of this. Imagine if Bernie Sanders got in, or another leftist. Imagine if fucking AOC does. And she does executive orders to fucking undo all this stuff and give everybody fucking healthcare and shit. But does it in a way that is like, you can't, you have to put your pronouns on your stuff, and you have to be labeled cis and get a little cis fucking little C stamped on your chest, and you had to fucking, if you're straight, you got to go to re-education camp and make sure you got to be like, I don't know, this guy might like guys instead. Having three people this rich is better than having open borders where child trafficking is exploding. Oh, Doc Watson, do you think that Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Jeff Bezos being rich stops child trafficking? Doc Watson, do you think there's a relationship between the wealth of those billionaires and the exploding children market? What is the relationship between billionaires' wealth and some border thing that you're upset about? The exploding children? Please tell me. Use your brain. I'm waiting for you, buddy. No, Trump stopped the child trafficking. Motherfucker, Donald Trump was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. He loves child trafficking. What are you talking about? Child trafficking hasn't stopped? He's fucking... Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Donald Trump stopped the trafficking. So billionaires are bad still. Why do you... Okay, Dr. Watson, can you explain to me, while we stare at this totally innocuous picture of Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein? We already saw that photo. I know, and you don't care about child trafficking, obviously. So so I don't know why you're bringing it up. Can you tell me why you are okay with someone owning the wealth? So do you work for Amazon, for instance, Dr. Watson, or is it Burger King or something? Also, would you like to talk on stream over Discord? I would be happy to talk. That'd be fascinating. You sound like you wear neon yellow to work, which is a good profession. I'm just saying. I don't think the road crews have, like, you know, a lot of books going around. They deleted the free tax filing app that the Treasury Department supplied. Yeah, because you want to So tell me why it's more appropriate for you to have to pay like TurboTax or whatever to file than it was to do it for free. Why do you need to sell everything to corporations or buy everything from corporations? Why do you need corporations to be in charge of you at all steps?
Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, the second and third wealthiest people in our country, both kicked $1 million each into Trump's inauguration fund. And let us remember that Mr. Bezos, who among other things owns the Washington Post, rescinded the endorsement of that paper for Kamala Harris just before the election. Mr. Bezos was showing early on that he was willing to bend the knee for Donald Trump. Mark Zuckerberg, the founder and CEO of Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram, agreed to settle a lawsuit with Trump for $25 million.
Yeah. Paying him not to reverse card them and just try to take out his aggression on journalism. Having 3 people as rich as 170 million people's worth is bad, but I'll take that than having open borders with trafficking going on. Doc Watson, you have that, and trafficking is still going to happen under Donald Trump and after him, no matter what happens. Like, it's still happening. You're a fucking idiot if you think he's done anything for that. And there's no reason that you have to have billionaires. I'm so glad that at least you've come around on, hey, maybe billionaires are bad. Did you know that we can do both fucking things? In fact, with the wealth that those fucking dumbass dragons have hoarded, we could trickle that down to the actual workers that generated the fucking profit in the first place, raising the standard of living in all of the communities around the country, and you would see over time the amount of trafficking going on would naturally go down as everyone's collective well-being rose, and we were able to invest more money and more infrastructure toward helping our pals across the border have what it takes to get rid of the trafficking. As far as the people who are actually doing all the trafficking, I hate to tell you, it's funded by a lot of fucking billionaires. That shit is, I mean, it literally goes straight to the fucking top. And you think it's like a joke. The Epstein thing, he was killed on purpose. Do you think Donald Trump wants the Epstein shit unclassified? Because if he does, why didn't he? And why doesn't he? No, he doesn't want that, and you know that to be true. Yet you still ride with that fucking guy, even though he's robbing you in front of your fucking dumb face. But you're too uneducated to understand that shit, Doc Watson, because you're forced to work a fucking labor job every day of your life. You don't get to go read fucking books. You don't get to fucking go learn anything. The only good interaction you have in learning any fucking thing is when you make dumbass comments on Twitch, and some motherfucker on here is up at the fucking 1 a.m. and is available to fucking talk. This is the only time you ever get this kind of fucking information, because otherwise you're just yucking it up and giggling with your fucking friends at the fucking oil change replacement. Like you just eating a ham sandwich and you don't know what the fuck's going on. Fox News is on in the corner. You're like, yeah, I guess Tucker Carlson, whatever that motherfucker's saying to me is true. You're an idiot. You have sold your fucking life, your country, to billionaires, and you're not getting anything from it. You're not getting fucking this child trafficking thing with the Jim Caviezel fucking movie. You're not getting that. The fucking trafficking is still happening. The people funding it are now in power, you fool. You've never cared about this. He's literally worried about child trafficking. Do you give a fuck about a Palestinian child being trafficked? No. Do you give a fuck about them being sniped in the head or bombed? No. Because Donald Trump wants that land and he wants to fucking bulldoze the fucking thing so he can make money on real estate for it, you fucking idiot. But you don't give a fuck, Doc. You don't give a fuck about that because your small little world is just you and your fucking lunch pail at whatever fucking work site you're at. Because the billionaires have forced you to do that. Have you ever thought about why your life is the way it is? Where does the productivity of your work go? Tell me that. You make something, you do something at a job. And who gets the fucking bulk of the profit from the sales that you allow or the stuff that you make or whatever the fuck you do? Who makes the bulk of it? The fucking billionaire at the top who isn't on the floor with you, who isn't doing any of the fucking manual labor that you and your pals are. You just let him. That's cuck shit, brother. You don't have to be a fucking spineless loser. You can wake the fuck up and understand who's stealing from you. And stop fucking voting for dumbass motherfuckers like Trump who have been literally crooks from day one openly. We've all known it. He's a fucking dumbass TV star. And you just, like, for the memes are like, yeah, I guess this guy should be in charge. You're an idiot. Your life is going to decline. Your well-being is going to go down. And you're going to be surprised why. And when we all are standing around saying, look, this dumbass wasn't the one. You should not have chosen Trump twice. These guys are fascists. They're doing bad things. You're not going to listen until it fucking hits you right in the face. And then finally you're going to wake up when you lose your job, you lose your benefits, your mom does, or your fucking family does. And you're like, oh shit, actually I needed the shit that I was getting, and I didn't realize how much of the fucking welfare state was part of it. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You are never going to be a billionaire, and you're defending them for hoarding your fucking wealth. You disgust me, Doc. Get in the fucking Discord. If you say anything else in this fucking chat, it better be, okay, let's talk in the Discord. Otherwise, fuck off.
These three multi-billionaires are working with...
Just imagine if Kamala won. At least we got Tulsa and RFK in the government. They are here for the working class. You're a fucking idiot. You're actually fucking brain dead, Doc. Click that fucking Discord link or shut the fuck up. You accepted the chat rules when you got here. You're actually so fucking stupid. You genuinely do not know what you're talking about. A guy who is against vaccines. He has brainworms. Literally, brainworms in his brain. Tulsa. You can't even fucking type, man. Don't fucking type to me. Get in the Discord. I'll be waiting.
Trump for one very simple reason. They understand that Trump's policies are designed to make the very wealthiest people in this country even richer. Since Trump's election, Mr. Musk has become $154 billion richer. Not bad in a couple of weeks' time.
$154 billion in a week. He's robbing you fucking blind, and then they're cutting billion. You know what? I wouldn't be fucking shocked at all to see the paydays of everybody involved in this line exactly the fuck up with all the things they're fucking taking from you and your families right fucking now. It is like way worse than what was happening during the fucking French Revolution. We'll fucking see. The proliferation of technology has abated a lot of the fucking problems of mismanagement that happen. We'll see what fucking happens with these fucking trade wars. Oh my god, dude. How can you pay attention even a little tiny bit at this and have the opinion that this is a good job? Good job, everybody. Your fucking eggs are $9, idiot.
He earned a great investment. He only spent a couple of $100 million on the election, and now he's $154 billion richer. Mr. Bezos has become $35 billion richer, and Mr. Zuckerberg has become $43 billion richer.
It's disgusting. You should be disgusted. If you're not disgusted by this, then... I mean, the only other thing I will accept is apathy, which is totally fine and understandable. Where you're just like, fuck it. Half of me is in apathy mode with the standard of America, because I don't like necessarily care about like the United States of America, in that it's the concept of the USA succeeding. It means nothing to me. What I want is for all people to be well, and the only place that because I live in the United States of America politically right now, that's the place that I want to do well, along with everybody else, but like that I can affect politically a little bit. So like, man, it's just like to see idiots with their like they can't even like think. Like this Dr. Watson idiot. I mean, he genuinely cannot make a thought and speak a sentence. He doesn't know what his beliefs are. He knows that, like, I think the libs are mad. Tulsa Gabbard is his favorite. It's just very stupid. We could have a good place, man. We could have a good place, but we don't. At least the government, we got a government. You don't have the government auditing the Treasury. What the fuck are you talking about? You have a billionaire and his little guys that aren't government officials, and they aren't elected, going through the Treasury and robbing it. You're an idiot. Why do you want his little twink miners? Like, he literally, it's like Elon Musk's employees have your fucking social security information now. You never heard the term ethnically cleansed before, so you're confused? You'd never heard, really? What? With the Gaza situation, I mean, the president and the right-wing government of the United States want to use military power to seize and occupy the Gaza Strip and then turn it into a real estate opportunity, displacing the millions of people that call it home. Of course, empire building, encouraging further genocide in the interim as they fund and help Netanyahu wage war on just innocent fucking children across a border that he put up. And yeah, it's all bad. Just bad trash.